Oh, is it over there? Where is it? Show me. Show me. Where is it? Where? Show me. Show me your shed. Oh, there it is. Good boy. Good. In this video, we're going to teach you how to train your new dog to find sheds, to sit and or lay down on those sheds, and then to alert you as to where he's at so that you can go to him and pick those sheds up. And I have here with me Tucker. Tucker, hey. Tucker's just about to turn 6 months old. So Tucker is he's an English Labrador Retriever. He's a white lab. He's bred to be that color. And as an English lab, a little bit different than an American Labrador, in that the American labs tend to be a little bit taller, leaner, and he is a little bit shorter and stockier. He will probably get up to about 80 pounds, probably 24 inches at the top of his back. And so he is probably a little over halfway. He's about 55 pounds right now. Well, this video is going to be a little bit different. We're actually going to go through how to train a puppy, or how we trained Tucker to find sheds from day one. We got Tucker at 8 weeks old, and in the last 4 months, he's just about to be 6 months old. We've trained him to go out and find sheds, and wanted to go through the process of doing that. Now, why is this different than some of the other videos? It's different because we're not training Tucker to bring sheds back to us. We're actually teaching him to find them, sit down on them or lay down on them, and then alert me as to where he's at so that I can come to him and pick up that shed. Reason being, the majority of the sheds that I find are elk antlers. They're not deer antlers. And he would be certainly great to pick up a deer antler and bring it back to me, and it wouldn't be probably really any big deal. But with an elk antler, considerably larger, considerably heavier, I didn't want Tucker picking up a big elk antler and running through the sagebrush or the trees and getting hung up on a tree and breaking teeth and or injuring himself. And so the plan was to take little morsels from all the other videos that are out there, and I would highly recommend that you watch them all. There's a lot of good videos out there with a lot of good tactics and techniques, and I would tell you to incorporate all of them, or the things that work for you, or how they're going to fit into your style of shed hunting. I would say introduce sheds early. We got Tucker at 8 weeks old. I immediately put sheds in his kennel area. I immediately put sheds on top of his kennel so that he could start smelling them and learning what they smell like and what they look like and what they are, and then immediately start referring to them from day one how you want to refer to them. Some of you want to call them a horn, some want to call them a bone, an antler. We've always called them a shed, and so that's what it is for Tucker. It was always referred to as a shed, and we would try to get him amped up with a shed, and have only referred to it as a shed ever since. Teach him to sit, teach him to stay, teach him to lay down, to come on command, whether it's hand signals, voice, a whistle, tracking collar with a tone. You decide how you're going to do that, and then really grill that into them. Tucker, within about 6 days, we had him sitting, staying, laying down, and coming upon calls or with hand signals, going to his kennel. We had him pretty much fully potty trained within about a week. He's a very quick learner. Like all dogs, we've learned that there's definitely some communication gaps and barriers, and once we kind of figure out, or once he figures out what I'm asking of him, he responds really well, and within a short order, he's learned that task. Tucker, come. Good boy. Tucker, sit. Good sit. Tucker, down. Good, down. Tucker, stay. 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 Tucker, stay. Sit. Good, sit. Stay. Come. Good, Tucker. Sit. Good, sit. Down. Good. Teach him to retrieve. Get him excited about retrieving. Throw balls, throw bones, throw different toys. Get that retrieving spirit in him to where he wants to go find things, to where he wants to go out and do that. He knows that that's either a game or something he enjoys doing. Shed hunting has to be fun for your dog, and in the moment that it isn't fun anymore, that could ruin him. lately, one of the challenges that we found when we've been out shed hunting is he stepped on a cactus a couple days ago, and that really hurt, and I had to pull some cactus spines out of his foot. Since then, in that particular area, he's been really hesitant to get too far away from me, and he's very careful about where he's putting his feet. And unfortunately, in that particular area, there are a lot of cactuses, and in a way, it's kind of interfered a little bit with going out and just charging at trying to find sheds. We're going to have to work through that. I would say find out what the training aids are that people recommend, and decide what's going to work for you. One of the videos I watched talked about taking small pieces of antlers and getting him to fetch those, maybe tossing them into other parts of your home and getting him to go find him in the home. I would take Tucker to my office, and I would have him sit and stay in an area of my office, and I would go hide and essentially played hide and seek with that piece of bone. That piece of bone is something just like this, and it's just simply cutting off a section of the antler and then tossing it to him, having him get used to feeling it in his mouth, smelling it, and then going and hiding this in my office, and then having him go and look for it. I noticed, and then the other training aid is that you'll see online are these rubber antlers. I got this on Amazon. It's a Browning version, and this is really great because you can toss him and he can run on them and not stab himself or hit an eye. You can rub scent on him. Get him just fetching this and become something he likes to do and bring back, just so that he's used to fetching or grabbing an antler. Now, as I have mentioned earlier, and will be going over in this video, my goal is for Tucker not to bring a shed back to me, but this was just simply to get him motivated about doing that. Some of the scents that you're going to see online, this is an antler scent. This is by Dog Bone, and I used it, but I found it a little bit challenging because it's a liquid, and it didn't really stay on whatever I put it on. It would kind of dribble off or roll off, and so that might be an option for you depending upon what you're putting it on. Maybe an older chalk white shed would be good to absorb some of the liquid, but your newer browns and maybe even hard whites, first year drops, not so much. The other one that's recommended online quite a bit is the rack wax. It's like a chapstick, and so I ordered some of that as well, and it's Dawkins Dog Supply, and that stays on the shed and works really well also. So I'd probably get all of those and just start out with a lot of those things. So one of the differences with Tucker then, we actually within about a week or two, we had him fully recognizing, by a week or two I mean he was only 10 weeks old, we had him recognizing what sheds were. He knew what we wanted him to do, which was to go find the shed, which was the command, find the shed. But we placed sheds out in the yard, probably 6 or 7 or 8 different locations. Some of them were really easy. They were out in the open. They were in the middle of the lawn. Some of them were up against a tree. Some of them were against a fence. And we would immediately give him the command to find the shed, and he, through his eyesight, would immediately run and find that
Let's
shed.
go leave it. Let's find the shed. Go find it. Oh, did you find it? Good boy. Find the shed. Oh, did you find it? Oh, you found it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, let's find another one. Let's go find it. Leave it. Find another one. Oh, did you find it? Oh, good boy, you found it. Good boy, you found the shed. Good boy, let's go find another one. Leave it.
That's how we initially started. Now, what we're trying to train Tucker to do is to find it, sit on it, and alert me as to where it is. And so each of those steps takes time. So once Tucker found a shed, I would immediately command him to sit or to lay down by it. That was quick for him to learn. And he quickly learned that that's what we wanted him to do. All of these things are motivated by what motivates Tucker, and he was very food motivated. He loves food, loves treats, and so we used that as the means to get him to do what we wanted him to do. So immediately when he would find the shed, he would get a treat. When he sat down, he would get a treat. If we wanted him to lay down by the shed, he would get a treat. And we practiced that for probably a good week, not only in the backyard. I would go over to a local park and I'd put a few sheds out in different locations, and the same thing. Find the shed. He would go and find it. Now by go, I say I typically would walk with him in the general direction, just so that he could get onto where it was. Once he saw it, he would run to it, sit down, or lay down, and then I would reward him for doing that. Eventually, we had to change some things up, which was we needed to teach him how to alert me as to where he's at. Another thing I noticed with these Labradors is it didn't seem like he really got really far away from me. Originally, I thought maybe he was going to go out there in the hills with me and run out there 100, 200 yards away from me, find a shed, and then, hey, if I could get him to sit on it and alert me as to where he's at, then that would be awesome. But I've found as we've gone out and as I've watched other videos, these labs seem to stay pretty much within an area to where they can see their handler, and I'm fine with that too. I think where Tucker's going to really come in handy is maybe when we go into an area and we find a drop and we're looking for the other side, or hoping to find the other side in the general vicinity. That's where I'm hoping his sense of smell is going to really excel.
Where's the shed? Go find it. Go find it. Where is it? Oh, there's one. Good boy. Did you find it? And stay? Speak. Speak. Oh, speak. Good. Now stay with the shed. Good. Good boy.
And so I really had a couple options. Either get him to alert me as to where he's at when he finds one, or to come back to me and somehow alert me that he has found what I've wanted him to look for, which is the shed, and then to guide me back to it. And really, either would probably work just fine. In talking with a trainer locally who does search and rescue for like cadavers and even live finds, that's the technique that she uses, which is the dog will go and find cadaver or person, come back to her, give her some kind of a signal, whether it's a paw on the leg, some kind of a gesture, and then she knows that he's onto that, or he or she's onto that, and then she can follow the dog right back to where that was. And so I decided that, at least I thought for me, what was going to work best was for Tucker to get out and do what dogs do, which hopefully is to run around and smell and use their senses and their eyes to look. You know, dogs have an incredibly strong sense of smell.
Go find it. Where is it? Go find it. Did you find it? Good boy. You found it. Now speak. No, stay. Speak. Good. Stay. Stay with the shed.
The human nasal passage or sensory fibers of their nose, we have about 5 million nerve receptors in our nose. For a dog, it's about 200 million. So it's 10,000 times what we as humans have. And so I'm really trying to tap into his ability to smell antlers, which is not something I can do. I found in the beginning he 100% went off of eyesight. And in time, I started to try to grill into him that I wanted him to use his nose. That's where hide and seek came in really good in the office. Also, as dogs get a little bit older, their sense of smell improves, and will continue to improve upwards of 9 months to a year or even 2 years old, when it really is at its peak and at its height. And so we've really been trying to do better about hiding those sheds now, rather than keeping them out in the open, and really getting him to rely on his sense of smell. And now that he's almost 6 months old, he has greatly improved. It's amazing as he'll run past an area where a shed has been hid and almost immediately stop in his tracks and turn around and come back to it, or circle that area, really push to find what he smells. And so it's been fun to watch that sense of smell improve. So figuring out what motivates him, food motivates him, and then when he finds what he's asked to find, the treat is actually now placed on the antler, so that he knows that the only time he's going to get that treat is when he finds an antler and it associates that treat with what we're out there looking for. Then, after we did it in the yard quite a few times and for several weeks, and he could do it on command, we needed to train him to alert me. Now Tucker's not a barking dog generally, but I needed to learn how to teach him to bark. I watched a video on it. A lot of people call it speaking. So we decided to teach him to speak on command. So the next step was then to get him to go outside, find the shed, sit or lay down on the shed, and then speak or to bark, and to let me know that he had found what we were looking for. That actually only took, probably 10 minutes. And he would do it. He would sit, and I would just give him the command to speak, and then he would bark, and then I would immediately come to him so that he knew that barking was what was going to get me to come and give him his treat and congratulate him and praise him for finding the shed. The challenge came a little bit later on when the only time he would bark was on command, and working with him to realize that he needed to do that on his own, because out in the field I may not see him. He might find one in a dense area and sit on it, and I don't even know that he's found one. And so the goal was to teach him to then alert and speak so that I would come and find it. We've now got him to where he's doing that at 4 months old, or sorry, 4 months of having him. And this last week we've really worked hard on that. I've found that getting Tucker out there when he's really motivated to work is great. For him, it's about 30 minutes before his normal feeding time when he's hungry, so he's motivated to get those treats. And now I'm just usually going out and finding or hiding one shed, and I usually command him to sit or stay in an area of the yard. I go hide it in usually a pretty difficult area to find, and then I go back to him and command him to go find the shed, and he takes off and starts looking. And once he finds it, I actually put myself in a position to where I can't be seen, so that he's now sitting on that shed, but he doesn't see me, and he has to alert me that he's sitting and found what we're after. And so now he will bark, and I immediately usually come running so that he knows, oh, he's going to come quickly if I bark and give me my treat on the shed, and I reward him.
Tucker, go find it. Okay, so he's found it. Oh, now he barked. Did you find it? Did you find it? Where is it? Show me. Show me. Oh, you found it? Oh, you found that shed? Oh, good boy. Did you find the shed? Good boy. Tucker, go find it. Go find it. Did you find it? Where is it? Where is it? Show me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, did you find a shed? Did you find a shed? Oh, that's a good boy. You found that shed?
A few of the other things now that I wanted to talk about are frustrations. There are days when your dog will be amazing and it just seems like he wants to go out and find sheds no matter what. And there are days when, quite frankly, he doesn't look like he wants to do anything. I wouldn't push it too hard. I would just watch him, give him some days off, but when he does seem motivated, go to work and do it and let him have fun at it. But there are going to be frustrating times. He's moved from puppy phase to teenager phase to now he's kind of moving into more of an adult phase, it seems, and seems to really enjoy doing it more. I have added one other nuance to our training, and that is I put a backpack on Tucker, and we use that pack only when we're going out shed hunting. This is his signal that we're going to find sheds, and it only goes on him when we go shed hunting, and it comes off immediately when we're done. And I do that because I wanted him to help carry some water, because we go for hours and hours at a time sometimes, and miles, as many of you know. Miles equal piles, as they say in shed hunting. And so I wanted him to help carry some of his water. I actually have a collapsible dog dish that I can pull out and put water in while we're out in the hills. So this just unfolds. And I may throw some other things in there, some treats or something, but I'm not going to put a lot of weight in it. He's not going to be carrying sheds himself. But this was his signal that we're going to work and that he's going to go out there and find sheds. And so we use that, and you'll see that in some of the videos as well. One other thing that I decided to use, and I'm not saying it's necessary, it just was kind of an idea to keep track of where he's at, is a tracking collar. And so I use this tracking collar very rarely for correction. It was really just so that I could keep track of where he's at. It will alert me when he's sitting. It will alert me when he's on point. But as I've trained him to sit on a shed, then if he's out there running around and all of a sudden sits down, it will alert me if he's not barking, which I hope that he will just bark and alert me to where he's at. But if he's gotten farther away from me, then I'll be able to see where he's at and walk towards him, other than just through sound. And so we're using that. It also has tone, and I've trained him to return just by the touch of the tone, so he knows when I want him to come back into my proximity. So those are just some of the tools that I've used, and you'll see in some of the training videos.
Shall we find a shed? Let's go find it. Go find it. Go find it. Go find it. Where is it? Oh, did you find it? Did you find one? Where is it? Oh, is it over there? Where is it? Show me. Show me. Where is it? Where? Show me. Show me your shed. Oh, there it is. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, here. Good boy, Tucker. Good boy, you found a shed. Okay, let's go find another one. Let's go find a shed. Show me. Go find one. Did you find one? Where is it? Where is it? Is there one over there? Did you find a shed? Good boy. Good boy, Tucker. You found a shed. Good boy. That's such a good boy. Stay. Leave it. Okay. Okay. Good boy.
And hopefully this will help you, come up with a way to train your puppy. And if you find it useful or helpful, then great. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll try to answer those from time to time. Good hunting and good luck training, and enjoy your time out there in the hills with your new puppy and your new friend.